And we are on air.
Hi guys, my name's Brianna and today I'm going to be talking about more tattoos that I want, so let's get right into the video. Okay, so way before I got any tattoos, I made a video talking about the tattoos that I want, and I found it really interesting after I had some tattoos to go back and watch that video and see how things have changed. The tattoos from that video I ended up getting and how the way I wanted them exactly has changed, or how tattoos morphed together, or which ones I decided not to get or haven't gotten yet, and I thought it would be really cool to document again some more ideas I have for tattoos, and that way I can down the line see how things change, and it's really interesting to look back and see what's still important to me. So the first tattoo I'm gonna be talking about, I'm almost certain I'm gonna get it because I have an appointment already booked for many months from now. So the first tattoo is a cookie. I want to get a little chocolate chip cookie on my muscle right here. One, the location is because then it's like, oh, you're a tough cookie. The meaning of the cookie is that was my childhood nickname, and my family still calls me it and whatnot. But I'm going to get it as a matching tattoo with my grandfather. I call him Pop Pop. So I'm really excited for that one. I cannot wait. That's going to be in May, and hopefully everything with that's gonna work out, and that's gonna be the one tattoo in this video that I know is definitely happening because it's already booked. Since we're on the topic of tattoos that have to do with grandparents, I also have a tattoo I really want that has to do with my grandma. I call her Nanny. I really want to get I love you to the moon and back in her handwriting. My issue with this one, and the reason I'm not getting it just yet, is because one, I don't know what location I want it on, and two, I'm not sure what exact design I want. I know that I want a moon with it, but I don't know if I want a moon with the words around it, or maybe a crescent with the words next to it. I haven't settled on an exact design, so I'm waiting till I figure that out. But that is a tattoo I really do think I am going to get. It's just a matter of how exactly and where. So if you guys have any suggestions for the design on that, let me know. I'm all ears because I really am not sure how I would most like it. But I love you to the moon and back is also something from my childhood. We had this little thing we would do where we would go nosy nosy, kiss the nose, cheek cheek, lips, big hug. I love you more than anything else in the whole wide world. I love you to the moon and back. Amen. And obviously that's really long, and that's something we used to do when I was a little kid before I went to bed, because I used to live with my grandparents. Me and my mom lived with my grandparents when I was really little before my dad adopted me, and as I got older it was just I love you to the moon and back instead of that whole big thing. But I actually have a sign that says it in my kitchen and a sign that says it in my bedroom, and it's just something that's always been really special to me, so I want to get a tattoo of that. But since we're on the topic of my dad adopting me, I really wanted to get a tattoo that has something to do with that because it's such a meaningful relationship. You know, he chose to take the responsibility of being my father, and even though I was a little kid, I had a say in that, and I decided, yes, I want him to be my dad. I want to change my last name, and most people don't have a situation like that. You know, they didn't get to quote-unquote choose their parents, and it's definitely a much different relationship knowing that your parent doesn't have to be there for you. I mean, they do now. They signed up for it and they're stuck with it. But they chose to take on that responsibility. So I want to get Adoption Bear. Adoption Bear is a big stuffed animal around the size of a small child that I got the day that he adopted me. I remember bits and pieces because I was so little, but the judge told me I could pick out any of the stuffed animals to take with me afterwards, and I was gonna pick a small one, and my grandfather, the one I was just speaking about that I call Pop Pop, he was like, no, get the big one, and it was the size of me, but now it's not that big, but as a kid, you know, and we always called him Adoption Bear. We never gave him a proper name, but I want to get a tattoo of him. My dad's gonna come with me, but I want to get it on our adoption day, you know, the day he adopted me. That's in August, and unfortunately this year my dad, and maybe me, I don't know if I'm going or not yet, is gonna be camping on vacation during the time, so hopefully next summer that'll happen, and I'm really excited for that. Dusty! Little Dust decided to come visit. So I'll tell you guys about a tattoo I want for her next. At some point I want to get a tattoo for Dusty because she was the first pet that was mine and mine alone, and I love her more than I ever thought I could love anyone or any creature. I love her so unconditionally, and I don't know what I would do without her. So it's definitely something worthy of a tattoo. So I want to get her little ears, her fluffy little ears, but just the ears, that's it, with like dust coming off of them to represent her and her name Dusty. I have other ideas of tattoos for pets, but I'm not set on any single thing besides the Dusty one because I don't know what pets and what relationships with animals I'm gonna form as my life goes on. But I do feel like any animal that is solely mine and a relationship bond that is between us, you know, obviously my friends and family will be around the pet and will have a relationship with the pet, but like it's my pet and my relationship with the pet, and it's like a solo bond strong, I do think is worthy of a tattoo. I think that those relationships are so special, and there probably will be more animals I feel the need to have that for, and I have different ideas for, like, you know, a paw tattoo or a little sketch of a kitty, like a cartoon of a cat, but those I wouldn't really think about and decide specifically until I had those pets and knew what kind of relationship and what kind of personality the pet had to, you know, kind of form that around them. Now, another tattoo I decided on actually quite a while ago was to get Time and Hearts Will Wear Us Thin. It's another Dodie lyric, just like I have one right here that says, but it feels oddly good to hurt. I have another Dodie lyric I want to get. The only reason I didn't get it is because this one was my tattoo artist basically took a sample of a font and made it himself. He designed it himself. I don't want to do that again, so I want to wait till hopefully one day I meet Dodie and have her write it so it's in her handwriting. And I want to get it going along my spine, so like the words this way down my spine, Time and Hearts Will Wear Us Thin, in her handwriting. That song for me has always been my comfort song. Whenever I'm sad or I'm hurting, I'm having struggles with certain relationships, or I just lost a friend or anything like that, I listen to that song. I sing that song. That's the first song I ever learned to play on guitar. It's a song I can play without even thinking. I've played it so much. It's called Sick of Losing Soulmates, and believe it or not, it's not about relationships like boyfriend, girlfriend. It's about soulmates like friends and family or anybody you have a soul bonding relationship with. It doesn't have to be romantic. And it's always connected with me so much, and every time somebody comes in or out of my life, that song is how I get through it. So I really want that tattoo. Specifically that lyric because, you know, time and hearts will wear us thin. As time goes on and we have these heartbreaks of any kind, it wears you down and it affects you, but you still get through it. Time and hearts will wear us thin, but we're still strong. Another thing I've been considering for a long time, and my mom kind of mentioned it in a video I made with my parents of Who Knows Me Better recently. Tattoo on my ribs she was talking about, on the side of my ribs. I'm not sure which side I would want it on yet, but I'm considering getting I love you written in different languages that have been meaningful to me growing up. Obviously in the top English because that's my primary language, but following that I would be like Italian because my dad's side of the family were all Italian, and then that's very meaningful to us. And then Norwegian because, you know, growing up my mom's side of the family, that was always something we said. In Norwegian you say "Jeg elsker deg." That's probably when I was really little said more often than actually I love you in English. So in Norwegian specifically, I definitely want to get that. Even if I don't get this specific tattoo, I want that somewhere somehow. And another thing that we always used to do, me and my mom, we used to do I love you in sign language. So I was thinking under the list written in different languages, I'd have like the little art of I love you in sign language. But again, I'm not exactly sure how that tattoo would work or if I would actually do it. Just something I've been thinking about and working on exactly how I would design it or lay it out, or what exact languages I would put, or if I would even put exactly I love you or just something that has that sentiment that was said as I was a kid. We'll see, still working on that one. And the last thing that I've been considering that I thought I would include in this video is something that has to do with my birthday. Again, I'm not exactly sure what I want to do, but I'm considering, you know, either putting 2001 somewhere on me or just the number 11. That's my birth month. It's my favorite number and my lucky number, and I've always loved that number. So I might prefer 11 over 2001, but I'm not sure yet. Or another thing I was potentially considering is to get the Scorpio constellation tattooed somewhere and somehow. And again, a lot of these tattoos, I don't know where. I don't have a location picked out on my body. And a lot of times that's why I'm putting off getting these tattoos, because I don't know where I want to put it yet. And for me, even the location of the tattoo has to have some kind of meaning. Every single tattoo I have, every aspect of it has some meaning to it. And I want to keep going with that. So I'm very picky, and it's gonna take me a while to get each tattoo because I need to be certain, and I need to know that this is something that will always be important to me. And that's why, like, the tattoos I know I'm going to get, like the cookie tattoo, you know, my grandfather's always going to be my grandfather, and I can't go back and change my childhood, so those things are not going to change. So I know that that's a tattoo I won't regret getting. Same thing with the adoption bear, and same thing with the I love you to the moon and back. And you know, my birthday is never going to change, and I already have Dusty and have this relationship with her, and you know, I know she won't be around forever, but that relationship will always be meaningful to me. So it's just like, these are things that I know I'm always going to feel close to and find a lot of myself in them, and I'll always be proud to have those things permanently a part of me. So if you have any suggestions for these tattoos, how I should design them, where I should locate them, or anything like that, or even some new ideas, you know, I wouldn't just get a tattoo that somebody comments just to comment, but if you have been watching my videos for a long time, you might know me pretty well and have some ideas of things you think I would really connect with. And I'm all ears, because no idea is a bad idea. It's just about whether or not I find enough of a connection to be permanent and long-lasting. But yeah, that's it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Happy VEDIM, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Mwah!